So I have drawn first blood, shot straight out of the gate and bought the first car that I thought was somewhat of a good deal. And in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you guys what potentially could be a financial mistake, but I think isn't. So not long after we released our episode letting you guys know that we'll be doing a flip-off challenge, the very next day, came into work and found a really good car on Gumtree. Interestingly...
As you do at work.
Yeah, well, it was before I started. But interestingly, Morgan also found the same car.
Yeah.
But the rules of the challenge is whoever goes through it first gets first dibs. I beat Morgan to the punch by about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I think that the funny thing was, like, you didn't tell me at all that you found a car.
No, I kept it on the download, did not tell Morgan that I had something.
And then I was so excited, I'm like, I found a car and I'm not going to tell you what it is. And then he's like, oh, funny thing, I've also found a car. And I'm like, oh, well, mine's in this suburb. And James was like, that my car's also in that suburb. And then we're like, what car did you buy?
So at that point, I hadn't bought it yet.
Oh,
I quickly shot out there same day, had a look at it, and pretty much took it off him and just said, how much money do I need to give you to take this car now? Because I thought it was that much of a good deal. And obviously, if Morgan's messaging the guy, he also thinks it's a good deal. Yeah. Now, Morgan doesn't know how much I paid for the car.
No. Well, I know what it's listed for, so I'm assuming it's less than what it's listed for.
What was it listed for?
Was it 8 or 7?
I think it was like 8 grand.
Yeah, something like that.
So it was listed for 8 grand. We haven't even told them what the car is.
Yeah, well now you can kind of rough like kind of cars.
If you watched our last episode, you'll know that it is something of Morgan's variety, ergo JDM. No one actually guessed it, or tried to guess what the car was. What was the other guess? It's slow as hell. Was that it?
I think so.
Yeah. So without any further ado, my JDM slow as hell car for the flipping challenge is a 1999 Mazda MX5. So the mighty Mazda MX5, starting at the rear of the car, we've got an aftermarket, it looks like resonator back from Supercat Australia. The note and sound of this car, which we'll probably get to in the review, is actually pretty much spot on. It's quiet when it wants to be. When you're really ripping, it'll open up, which is exactly what you want. Tire tread. We have got a ton of tire tread, like 80–90%. These are not that old. Same again, nice tire tread on the other tire. These shock absorbers are not actually stock for this car. So if you come around this side, you'll be able to see the badge, the blue one at the bottom, Morgan. These are actually Bilstein shocks, which I believe the seller told me that these are the shocks that come on the NB turbo model. There is a name for it, I'm just not a Miata person. So it does stiffen things up, it drops it by, I think it's around about 15 mil, 20 mil, so it's just subtle, but definitely makes the car handle a lot better. Moving forward, the diff, bit dirty, but nice and dry. Shafts, we've got 0 play in them. The brakes, discs are nice, not lipped. Pads, got plenty of pad left. All the bushings look good. I'm not seeing any cracks. Coming further down, actually before we come further down, if you have a look underneath at just all of the bracing that this car has, including this big long brace, it braces the gearbox to the diff, just so there's just absolutely no slack or anything in your driveline. It's probably why Miatas, or MX5s, whatever you want to call them, handle so well. Is there's so much chassis rigidity built into them from the factory. Moving forward, we've got our gearbox. Looking, I mean, it's a little dirty, a little sludgy, so there's obviously been some leaks previously, but it looks dry, so that's always positive. We got cross member here, again, more strut bracing. We've got moving up to the engine, the sump. Doesn't look like there's any oil leaks. Everything looks fairly good. Yeah, it's quite a boring, how would you say, a boring video. Everything's fairly decent. We are missing a screw that holds up this under paneling, as well as that there. Actually, the screw isn't missing, it's just broken the plastic. So we'll just pin that one up once we finish filming this. The front, obviously this being rear-wheel drive, there's no front shafts. The fronts are looking good, the shocks aren't leaking, same as the ones in the rear. The rotors are actually drilled. Pads are okay. Maybe within the next year or so, they may need to get changed. On this side, pretty much the same. The drilled rotors looking good. But yeah, so it's pretty decent. Like, I could definitely have bought worse. God, the engine mount bolts are so easily accessible. Look at that, Morgan. Just pop it off. But yeah, so one thing I did forget to mention, if you have a look up here, on all four corners, these brake lines are brand new pretty much. They definitely look it. So the brake line's been done, new shocks, the discs are pretty decent. The pads on the front probably need to be replaced in the next year or so. Exhaust is spot on. Like, this is a very nicely modified car. It's nothing too crazy, as my phone dings, but it still gives you that responsiveness and sportiness that you need. So yeah, we'll drop it back on the ground and we will not be scanning it, and we'll tell you why. All right, so we would be scanning the MX5, but the MX5 is too old. It does not have an OBD2 port. So instead, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a walk around of the car, just so you can get a better idea of the condition of the car. A lot of the time on YouTube and when you're watching cars on TVs and film and whatever, they actually look a lot better than they actually are. The camera seems to hide quite a lot of stuff. So starting at the front, the headlights, they're pretty decent. They are a little cloudy and a little yellow, yellow from a bit of sun damage. So we will be just lightly touching those up. Same with the one on the passenger side. The one on the passenger side is probably slightly worse than the driver's side. On the hood, probably if I get in the light, there we go. There is a bit of cloudiness in the paint. I don't think it actually has gone through the clear coat. Bring you guys along here. It's just, this is probably the worst spot here. I don't think it's gone completely through. It just, yeah, it's close. So maybe we'll be able to cut and polish it back and just revive the paint a little bit. The car is very dirty. I am yet to clean it. It's driving me nuts. I definitely want to clean it. The wheels, just stock wheels. Bit of curb rash up at the top here. Yeah, it's just stock wheels. Definitely would look better on an aftermarket set of wheels. Moving forward, glass, everything's all good. I'm not seeing any chips. We've got some, I believe these are WiperTech mirrors. Wipers. Perfectly good wipers, just does the job. On this side here, you'll be able to see that this part of the clear coat is definitely gone all the way through. So this one would need to be resprayed for us to get that right, which probably not going to do. On the back here, it's probably a bit hard to see in this light, but there are a couple of dents. See if I can bring you along. Yeah, it's quite hard, especially with the car being very dirty. There's a dent right around there, and a couple little dents here and there. So it has had a very slight hailstorm, but the rest of the panels on the car are fine. So it's really just this boot. Tail lights, stock standard. They actually look really good. I really like them. It's definitely a looker, I reckon. NB MX5s or even the NA MX5s, the rear is, I really like it. But yeah, it's probably one of my favorite features though. It's just the fuel cap right here. It's perfect. Anyway, you've probably all been wondering, can 6'7" James fit in an MX5? If you watched our auction video, I can fit in an NA. NB on the other hand. Okay, moment of truth. Yes, I'll use the GoPro here. It is very tight. There is not much room to move. My legs can't come together. The pedals are very close together as well. So it is quite hard. And I have done it a few times where I've been trying to press the brake, or trying to, press the brake, but I hit the accelerator as well at the same time. Yeah, I just fit, which is kind of funny, but yes. Interior wise, your vents, they're all looking good. We do have, I don't know if you can see it, but in the glass here in the dash, try and get a bit of light for you, an angle. Yeah, just in here, the glass is a little, thank you Morgan, there's a little bit of a crack right there. So I am gonna have to try and find another dash just so I can replace that. Inside, I mean, it's 1999, so it's a 23-year-old car now. So your bits where people are touching constantly are getting a little bit, how you going? You can see here on the handbrake boot, that's a bit meh. The shift boot, on the other hand, is actually perfect. There's nothing wrong with it, and it is the shortest of short shifters, but that's apparently stock. So that's perfect. AC actually works, heater works, radio works. This one's got power mirrors, they work. Oh, sorry, power windows. It also, right, well, you can't see, but there's a switch right here. Power mirrors, they also work. Everything on this car works, which is quite crazy. As you can see here on the leather seats, it's, again, it's what, coming up to 25 years old. These seats have been sat in quite a bit. And yeah, it is what it is. Steering wheel, this is probably another perfect thing like the shift boot. There are no rips or tears or scratches or marks or anything on the steering wheel. It's perfect, and yeah, I really like it. We'll chuck you down here because I'll give you a bit more information about the car. How good is it being able to do this in a car? Passenger is actually not too bad.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So the MX5, it's a 1999 model, great year. It's done 203,000 kilometers. It is a manual, as you've been able to see. What else? Yeah, I have not seen, for the life of me, the red leather interior.
I just want to say as well, I love how it's Nardi steering wheel, but it's not just Nardi steering wheel.
Nardi shifter.
Nardi shifter.
Yeah, get that in there. Wait, there you go.
That's all too close, there we go. Nardi.
Yeah, I spent $600 on my steering wheel and it just comes for free. But yeah, never seen the red leather interior. I don't know if it's some special edition or just an option that no one chose back in the 90s. Hello. But yeah, it's a Miata. Now, the thing you're probably wondering is, oh yeah, what about the roof? There is a problem with the roof. What?
So, what's wrong with this?
And you can't tell?
Oh, is it saggy? Or?
No. So we'll
Oh, it just doesn't latch?
No.
Oh wait, I need to, what do I
Yeah,
do?
press that button. Oh, okay, all that. Okay, then I'll pull this down, and then all you gotta do is pull that in. Is yours, I think. Yeah, yours is latched. So, it latches, that's fine, yeah. So we'll take you guys with us. Come all the way back here. This window. Hello. The bottom of it has, unfortunately, come off. Now, from what I've been able to tell, this isn't actually too bad of a thing. You can fix it, so we will be attempting to fix that. But yes, that's really the only major thing wrong with this car. You know, the paintwork's a bit meh, but it's a 23-year-old car, and all you have to do is just... And then I've got to put it down properly. But yeah, so it's not too bad. But
I just love though, the funniest thing is, I don't know who's actually using these visors. Like that's doing nothing.
The funny thing as well is when I drive this, I have to sit with my butt as far back in the seat as possible, so I've got enough leg room to touch all the pedals. The problem with that though is the windshield. You'll be able to see on this camera. Yes, windshield here.
So if you flip it.
Oh yeah, I'm getting the top half of my head decapitated. Like I can't imagine this is gonna hold up.
And I don't know about you, but if I put you kind of like eye level.
You just look at the sun visor.
Yeah, this is just.
Yeah.
It's super zoomed in, but.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bit about the MX5, and I'm going to win the challenge. You heard it here first. So yes, I have managed to pick myself up a MX5. Do I fit? Not really. Do I like it? Absolutely. This thing is so much fun. I've been telling Morgan, my partner, people at work, every time you get in the car and drive, it could be like I've taken it down to local shops to get some groceries. It always puts a smile on your face.
Now, I haven't been in your Miata. I've been in another Miata.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird because you always hear people say like, "There's such a great handling car.
Yeah.
There's such a good car. You know, it's a really good driver's car."
You don't understand.
You really don't understand until you actually get in it, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Wow, this is actually
And
it's different than anything else I've ever been in."
If you watch reviews online of cars, they always say it handles like a go-kart. It's like a car on rails. All those other cars are not. Like the MX5 literally is a go-kart.
Yeah.
It literally handles like it's on rails. It is unbelievable.
There's no delay in like turning. Like
No,
you
it's
turn
just
in, it's instant. Like it's
Yeah.
going there. Like
It will go sideways. I have got it sideways, and it is very manageable, and it is a lot of fun, and puts an even bigger smile on your face. But yes, I just wanted to clear that up because everyone's like, "Oh, it handles like it's a go-kart." No, I thought my 180 handled like a go-kart. Not compared to an MX5 does. And to an MX5, it feels probably closer to a Commodore. The MX5 is literally like you are maybe as well because I take up so much space in the MX5. Like there's not much body roll for me. It's just like and away I go. But yeah, it is so much fun to drive. I understand it. I can see why people get MX5s. They are brilliant cars and full of money. Oh my gosh. So
kind of bummed though.
Oh yeah, it is.
I was so
phenomenal.
keen on that. Oh,
and it's just funny that Morgan found the same car and is trying to buy it. So yes, that's my car.
Yep.
I love it so much.
I'm still looking.
I honestly will probably buy an MX5 in the future just for me.
Yeah, you know what? I might as well.
It's really cool.
There's not many cars I think in the whole Limit to Limit challenge we've got and we've gone. I'd actually own this personally, and I think
MPS. Well, 3 MPS, and probably just the MX5.
Yeah. I mean, the 350 is close, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of other cars I'll probably get before I get that.
But also like the price range. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll be going through all this, exactly what my thoughts are and Morgan's thoughts are on the MX5 when we review it. You probably know where the review's going, if just judging by our first reactions to the car. If you've been paying attention, in this video, you'll notice that these are nice brand new. Give us a twirl, Morgan.
Oof.
Damn, make it hail. Yeah, these are our new Project B shirts. This is a staple. So we've run, we had a shirt in the past that we sold in limited quantity. And then we thought, no, we really want to dive in and get something that we can sell and it just be a main staple of the channel for the long-term future. So we're pretty happy with this design. We're probably going to be keeping it for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to represent and support our YouTube channel, head on over to projectb.store. I'll get Morgan to projectb.store. Grab a shirt. They're so comfortable.
If anyone has had one of the previous shirts, you'll know they're like,
I think that's probably
so
the
good.
number one thing we get back is everyone that buys this shirt comes back and goes, this is so comfortable. It's one of the comfiest shirts I've had. So they're really nice, really soft, and definitely last the test of time.
Definitely.
And Australian made, Australian printed, all through Australian companies. So support Australian businesses. That's a big one for us.
Even if you don't want a shirt, we got stickers. I think
stickers.
We got a banner.
Window
banners. A couple of them
banners.
left.
Yeah. So whatever you'd like, we've got it there. So yeah, head on over to projectb.store. If you've made it this far into the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? We are at 951 subscribers, not like I'm counting. We're so close to 1,000, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. If you are in the Brisbane, Gold Coast region of Queensland, we have got our event coming up. By the time this episode airs, it'll be the next day. So come on down. We've got a massive location that I'm really keen for. And there's a Mickey D's right next to it.
Oh yeah, and a gas station.
And a gas station. So for all you people that forget to fill up on our cruise, we're starting at a gas station pretty much.
Yep.
So yeah, come on down to that. It's always good fun. Comment below, what should Morgan get? Morgan still hasn't found a car.
See, the thing is, I think I'm going the approach of I'm not trying to get a specific car, I think, at the moment.
No.
Now that you've got something and
you know what to be.
I know what to be, and I think almost what categories I should try and aim for as well.
So I'm also helping Morgan with his car selection.
Which I think ultimately, this is a challenge, but obviously we still want to make money. This is both our money
and I'm pretty confident that whatever Morgan gets, I'm going to beat anyway.
Yeah. We'll see.
But yeah, so I'm helping him out. We are looking at different cars. We did have, or would we even say a car that we were trying to get, not get?
Maybe we'll. I don't know.
Anyway, we've been looking at a couple.
We've been looking at a couple. Haven't quite.
The Subaru goes tonight, about an hour after we're filming this. So.
Oh yeah. So the cars we looked at the auction, Subaru, that's gone tonight. The BMW,
that's too
over
much
budget,
money.
which we kind of suspected, but it's a little bit.
The Pulsar, after your comments about to watch out for CVT transmissions, especially ones that do not have any kind of service history, which the Pulsar did not, and the fact that Morgan doesn't like driving a cheerleader. We decided to give that one a miss. There was also a pretty much an oddball for us, but almost identical to the MX5, a 1966 MGB Roadster. That was one thing we were going to look at it, but someone unfortunately bought it from underneath us. That's the name of the game. You've got to be quick. You've got to get in there.
I think as well. Ultimately, when I think about it, I wasn't so sure on it. Like, it was definitely a lot cheaper.
It was
but
a
then
gamble.
Again,
it's
a gamble.
Paid off big time.
And I think the main thing for me was especially I don't know that car. I don't know old cars like that at all.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a bit safer to go something but then again.
Yeah, so we could ramble on forever. But yes, coming up, we do have a couple of little things I have to fix on the MX5, Miata. I don't know, what do I call it? MX5 people watching this video. Is it a Miata? Is it an MX5? Is it a UNOS Roadster? I don't know.
No, I don't think so, because I think that's like a different brand, right? Is UNOS and Mazda different?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
I don't know.
Pretty sure they made UNOS for the American market.
Okay.
As their luxury. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, we have got a couple of things coming up for the Mazda, things to fix. And then... Yeah.
We've still got things to do with Jazz, but I mean, it's more so just time.
180. There's actually, we've kind of got things to do everywhere.
Yeah, we have a lot of things like backing up that we need to do. It's just like finding the right time to do it, especially with the rain as well. It's hard to do stuff.
Yes. Anyway, we're blabbing on. The camera battery's about to die, which is a good thing. It can shut us up. We'll see you guys in the next video, which will be our after meet video. So we'll see you guys then. See you later, and Team MX5.